What if the key to revolutionizing your disorganized, energy-depleting home has been concealed in plain sight for generations? Amish generational wisdom could indeed be the contemporary solution you have been keenly seeking. While we have pursued fashionable gadgets and high-priced fixes, the Amish have discreetly perfected 20 remarkable decoration strategies that fuse attractiveness with uncompromising practicality. Beds against interior walls. Have you ever pondered why Amish families consistently appear so thoroughly rested despite their early morning awakenings at dawn? Their method involves the placement of bedroom furniture. Traditional Amish dwellings typically feature beds situated against internal walls as opposed to external ones. This astute arrangement curtails temperature variations from meddling with sleep throughout the night. Chilly drafts and alterations in heat from exterior walls can awaken you numerous times without your even noticing. The encouraging news is that even the most compact bedrooms can be reconfigured to capitalize on this elementary trick. Storage headboards perform a dual function by conserving space in the new arrangement while keeping necessities readily accessible. Sleep tracking data indicates this minor modification enhances sleep quality by 23%. That amounts to nearly a quarter more restful sleep every single night. An old Amish proverb asserts that a bed positioned against an outer wall results in a cold back and an early start to the day, but an interior wall cultivates dreams worth cherishing. The Amish community has long valued this wisdom, passed down from one generation to the next. They often jest that roosters require assistance to rouse someone sleeping so soundly against an interior wall. Perhaps this is the reason alarm clock sales are remarkably low in Amish country. Conversation squares. The skill of conversation thrives naturally during Amish get-togethers, and this is no mere chance. Their homes adopt a furniture arrangement principle known as conversation squares, which contemporary interior designers now acknowledge as ingenious. The technique? Ensure all seating is no more than 8 feet apart. Any distance greater than this establishes a subtle psychological impediment that curtails informal chat. Another Amish secret includes angling chairs slightly at approximately 15 degrees rather than having them face each other directly. This minor alteration feels less confrontational and more inviting. Many Amish homes also substitute cumbersome coffee tables with transportable ottomans that offer flexibility without obstructing interaction. In these communities, it's said that when the chairs are correctly arranged, even the cows wander in from the pasture to join the discourse. What renders these conversation areas truly distinctive is their ability to accommodate everyone. Even the most reserved visitors find themselves engaging in discussions without understanding why. The layout is so effective that enduring community bonds are forged and reinforced during evening gatherings. In improperly arranged Amish sitting rooms, it's noted, even the most reticent individual cannot resist joining the conversation. These well-illuminated gathering spots lead to another Amish secret: strategic mirror placement, the 90-degree window trick. Luminous, naturally lit environments characterize Amish homes despite their traditional avoidance of electricity. The method? Astute mirror placement that a majority of modern homeowners entirely overlook. Rooms appear roughly 30% brighter when this lighting technique, refined over centuries, is followed. The crucial aspect is to never hang mirrors directly opposite windows. Instead, Amish homemakers place them at 90-degree angles to capture and diffuse natural light across the room. Many local folks jest that Amish residences are the only places where an individual might develop a suntan simply by being seated in the living room. Unadorned white-painted pine frames enhance this effect without diverting focus from the light itself. Correct hanging height is also important. 5 to 6 in hallways and 4F in dining areas maximizes the illumination advantage. Some Amish homes with these impeccably positioned mirrors reflect such an abundance of natural sunlight that first-time visitors instinctively reach for their sunglasses upon entering. The brightness converts otherwise commonplace spaces into inviting ambiances throughout the day. Modern, energy-conscious homeowners could certainly glean insights from this electricity-free lighting improvement. However, mirrors are not the sole means by which Amish homes maximize natural light. Smart window coverings. Window treatments in Amish households serve more than just a privacy function. They operate as sophisticated light management systems. Light-hued or subtly metallic textiles bounce sunshine far into rooms, making the most of every ray of natural light. This approach transforms even north-facing rooms into bright, cheerful areas. Glass or crystal hardware fulfills a purpose beyond mere adornment. Strategically positioned crystal components generate delicate rainbow effects as sunlight filters through, adding visual appeal while also dispersing light. A frequently missed detail concerns the angle of blinds. Directing them upwards reflects light off the ceiling, providing gentle, diffused illumination throughout the room. The practical advantages go beyond visual appeal. Around these parts, they remark that in an Amish house, even the shadows seem to require sunglasses. Amish households employing these methods reduce winter energy expenditures by approximately 15% through maximized natural illumination. The brightness becomes so noticeable that neighbors sometimes joke about unexplained light signals being transmitted to outer space, when it is merely efficient Amish window management in action. With all this light permeating their homes, Amish families have devised another technique to make spaces feel even more expansive. The only product we'll ever promote on our channel is a book by Claude Davis, a veteran prepper, about 126 superfoods and preservation methods from crisis times like the Great Depression and wartime that are impossible to find elsewhere. We decided to promote his book because we are the last generation able to share these techniques and superfoods to our children or grandchildren. It would be a shame to see this information about highly nutritious foods and preservation methods to survive crisis disappear. You can also find a book about herbal remedies from Nicole Pellion on their store. If you're watching this on TV, you can look up our channel, Frugal Solutions, on your phone or tablet and find the books by clicking the link in our channel description or any other video description. The 3-surface rule. Disorder vanishes in Amish homes owing to their disciplined philosophy of decorating. The 3-surface rule is one of their most effective space-enhancing strategies. This guideline permits decorative objects on merely 3 surfaces within any given room, no more. One sage elder from the community once remarked, "A cluttered room is like an overloaded wagon. It moves slowly and tips over easily." All other surfaces are kept entirely bare, fashioning visual breathing space that makes areas feel larger. Size limitations are also enforced. Amish decorating principles state that if an item is larger than your palm and serves no practical function, it should not occupy precious space. This careful selection process eradicates visual clutter and fosters remarkably tranquil settings. Rooms adhering to this method appear approximately 25% larger than similarly dimensioned, cluttered areas. The change is so striking that first-time visitors often presume someone has just relocated when they see a correctly arranged Amish-style room. The truth is it reflects deliberate minimalism, not a state of temporary vacancy. This principle shows how calculated subtraction, rather than addition, crafts genuinely luxurious spaces, irrespective of actual square footage. Growing things also add to the fresh ambiance of Amish interiors, growing herbs in mason jars. Traditional Amish kitchens seldom permit wasted space. One of their premier space-saving innovations involves cultivating herbs directly on windowsills using ordinary mason jars. This ingenious approach saves roughly $300 per year on grocery expenses while ensuring cooking ingredients are fresh and conveniently available. The installation requires only minutes but provides months of benefit. Begin by affixing jar rings to window frames. They serve as the ideal support for herb-filled jars. However, not all herbs flourish equally well indoors. Mint, chives, and basil do best in such an environment, offering a continuous supply for culinary purposes. Adequate drainage is crucial to safeguard windowsills from water damage. Small stones or pebbles placed at the base of each jar effectively addresses this issue. The Amish have refined this technique through generations of hands-on experience. These miniature gardens thrive so profusely that sometimes local grocers cease stocking certain herbs because no one purchases them anymore. The kitchen invariably smells delightful with these aromatic plants absorbing sunlight and invigorating the home. Each time cooking commences, fresh flavors are merely an arm's length away. Regarding keeping items within easy reach, Amish homes employ another clever storage method for everyday objects: hooks over hangers. If you're searching for a genuinely efficient storage method, look at the Amish system for hanging daily use items. While contemporary homes are inundated with elaborate organizers, Amish entryways depend on straightforward, strategic hook placement that permanently banishes lost coats. The Amish technique incorporates meticulous planning for every family member. Pegs are installed at 18 inches high for children's belongings, 48 inches for adult everyday wear, and 60 inches for longer garments like dresses or coats. Hooks are spaced at least 8 inches apart to avoid overcrowding and guarantee effortless access. Instead of affixing hooks directly to walls, they are first attached to robust wooden boards. This distributes weight uniformly and shields wall surfaces from harm. The system is so effective that in some Amish households, the family dog reportedly learns to hang up its own leash after outings. No more puzzling disappearances of scarves, hats, or umbrellas precisely when they are most needed. Everything has its designated spot through this sensible arrangement. Morning preparations become more fluid, as retrieving necessary items takes mere seconds instead of exasperated searching. The straightforwardness of this approach illustrates why Amish organizational methods have endured over time. But what about those smaller items that are not easily hung? This is where entry shelves prove useful. Entry shelves to save time. Enter any well-ordered Amish home, and you will observe something instantly: entry shelves positioned near every door. This sensible feature addresses a common household dilemma: misplaced keys, strewn mail, and lost phones. Studies have, in fact, indicated that this single organizational strategy saves the typical family around 15 minutes of searching time each day. The shelves themselves demand minimal space, just 4 inches deep, yet offer maximum utility. Constructing them at elbow height, approximately 42 inches from the floor, makes placing and retrieving items feel natural. The Amish provide each member of the household with their own specific basket, thereby preventing confusion over whose items are whose. After these practical catch-alls are installed, habitually late individuals suddenly begin arriving punctually everywhere. The change occurs almost like magic. Items that formerly disappeared into household voids now have established landing places. Gone are the frantic morning searches for essential items or stressful departures. Keys, wallets, mail, and other daily necessities stay exactly where they should be. Entry shelves are particularly effective because they intercept items at the crucial juncture between the outside and inside environments. The Amish recognize that organization is most successful when it harmonizes with natural human behavioral tendencies. Yet, sometimes storage must serve a dual purpose, which brings us to another ingenious Amish solution: sit on your storage. Furniture that fulfills a dual role is a hallmark of traditional Amish homes. Their storage bench system exemplifies this concept perfectly. Each 4-foot bench ingeniously conceals an impressive 6 cubic feet of items, while also offering comfortable seating throughout the dwelling. The design remains simple, yet highly effective: 18-inch high boxes with a 16-inch depth, equipped with hinged lids for convenient access. These benches are typically placed along walls, thereby obviating the need for cumbersome chairs that take up precious floor area. Comfortable 3-inch cushions with washable covers render these practical items family-friendly, all while preserving their tidy look. These storage benches accommodate so many household objects that visitors often speculate if they somehow possess more internal capacity than their external measurements imply. From seasonal ornaments to spare blankets, board games to children's playthings, everything is stowed away neatly, yet stays accessible when required. The Amish have perfected the art of merging functionality with comfort through generations of practical existence. Space-saving innovations such as this clarify how their modestly proportioned homes sustain their distinctive orderliness despite accommodating large families and dynamic lifestyles. When visitors show up without warning, Tidying up clutter is a matter of seconds. Simply lift the closest bench lid and deposit everything inside. But Amish homes do not end their ingenuity there. Even overlooked corners are transformed into useful storage possibilities. Rescue wasted space. Room corners frequently become neglected, unproductive zones in modern residences. The Amish, conversely, perceive these areas as valuable storage possibilities ripe for utilization. Their corner shelf solution converts these overlooked sections into functional storage that infuses character into any room. Fabricating these shelves demands few materials, merely triangle-shaped boards approximately 18 inches along each side. L-brackets, painted to coordinate with wall hues, furnish nearly imperceptible support while guaranteeing stability. The Amish method for these shelves incorporates practical sense. Only items used at least on a weekly basis are kept on these surfaces. This measure stops them from turning into mere dust traps. Each shelf installed contributes roughly 1.5 square feet of storage to the room. It's said that after installing corner shelves, someone finally located a book they had been seeking for 3 years, which had been hiding in plain sight all that time. These triangular additions are especially effective in bathrooms, kitchens, and living spaces where small items require accessible placement. By making use of areas most people disregard, Amish homes acquire valuable display and storage capacity without compromising floor space. Corner shelves illustrate how attentive observation of unused spatial potential can result in practical solutions that improve daily life while preserving visual cohesion. Another surprising storage area that most individuals ignore is situated directly above their heads in the kitchen. Pegboards. Ingenious storage solutions are characteristic of Amish kitchens, with pegboards being among their most adaptable implements. While most individuals connect pegboards with garages or workshops, Amish cooks understand that these perforated panels establish ideal kitchen organization systems. Installing one immediately frees up 4 to 6 square feet of counter space as utensils are relocated from drawers to walls. The crucial factor for successful kitchen pegboards is to view them as design features, not solely as utilitarian items. Painting them to match wall colors assists them in integrating seamlessly with the room's overall decor. The board should be mounted approximately 1 inch from the wall to facilitate the easy insertion of hooks and pegs. This small clearance significantly enhances versatility. For optimal efficiency, the Amish designate zones using color-coded pegs, for instance, blue for baking implements and red for cooking utensils. This visual system accelerates both the retrieval and return of items. The organization is so effective that neighbors occasionally bring their own kitchen tools over, hoping for guidance on how to arrange them properly. Uncluttered counter space transforms cooking from a stressful activity into an enjoyable one, concurrently reducing preparation duration. The next occasion your kitchen drawers refuse to close, consider the Amish pegboard solution that has proven effective for generations. Speaking of underused spaces, window areas present another chance for enhancement. Transforming windowsills. Windowsills in many residences are sadly underused, merely accumulating dust or miscellaneous items. The Amish perceive these neglected areas differently, as potential garden plots awaiting transformation. Their method of extending windowsills fashions perfect locations for indoor plants without needing permanent alterations, rendering this technique ideal even for those who rent. The process involves straightforward 1 to 6 inch pine boards cut to match existing sills. These extensions effectively double or triple the usable space while remaining firmly in place without screws or nails. The supplementary area offers generous room for houseplants, which purify the air and add vitality to rooms. North-facing windows are particularly suitable for pothos, ZZ plants, and peace lilies, varieties that flourish in indirect light. For stability and safety, Amish wisdom advises keeping these extensions under 8 inches in depth. This dimension can support the weight of plants while averting accidental dislodgement. The extended sills accommodate such flourishing plant collections that local birds frequently visit the windows for what seem to be guided inspections of the indoor greenery. Plants contribute humidity, filter airborne contaminants, and foster a visual tranquility that complements the orderly nature of Amish home design. Moving upwards from windowsills uncovers another frequently squandered vertical space opportunity that is nearly cost-free to implement: tension rods. Confined spaces evolve into storage opportunities in Amish households through the inventive application of tension rods. This $5 solution converts unused vertical zones into valuable organizational areas capable of supporting up to 20 lb of everyday items. Unlike permanent shelving, these adaptable rods necessitate no holes, screws, or structural modifications between kitchen cabinets. Tension rods create ideal slots for storing cutting boards, baking sheets, and serving trays in an upright position. This configuration prevents stacking, rendering each item instantly accessible without disturbing others. Within closets, these versatile rods transform dead space into specialized storage for scarves, belts, accessories, or even rolled towels. For maximum stability, Amish homemakers position tension rods no more than 24 inches apart when they are supporting heavier items. This spacing offers sufficient support while preserving the rod's tension. After these ingenious organizers are installed, kitchen items become so perfectly ordered they almost appear to arrange themselves alphabetically by magic. The vertical alignment maximizes the visibility of everything simultaneously. No more rummaging through piles to locate what is needed. This simple hardware store acquisition creates organizational systems that even professional designers find commendable. Beyond practical organization, Amish homes also distinguish themselves by adding character through uncomplicated architectural improvements. Doorway arches. Unadorned doorways throughout modern homes signify missed opportunities, according to traditional Amish woodworking knowledge. Their characteristic embellishment involves framing these transitions with gently curved arches crafted from reclaimed wood. This singular architectural modification transforms mundane passages into character-rich features that epitomize farmhouse style. Installation is compatible with existing door frames without impacting door operation or clearance. The crucial measurement is to maintain the arch height at 6 to 8 inches above the doorway. This proportion preserves visual balance while engendering the welcoming ambiance associated with Amish home design. The curve itself conveys a narrative. Each piece of wood contributes history and natural character that mass-produced components simply cannot replicate. Reclaimed barnwood is an especially genuine selection, with its weathered surface adding immediate age and warmth even to new constructions. These doorway enhancements impart such unique charm that visitors sometimes humorously inquire if they require admission tickets when moving between rooms. The appeal of these arches stems from their ideal equilibrium between decorative and functional aspects. They define spaces without obstructing them. This architectural method shows how Amish craftspeople merge the boundary between essential structure and aesthetic design. The same philosophy is evident in their strategy for room delineation. Rooms without walls. Open concept living poses difficulties that Amish home design addresses without forfeiting openness or resorting to walls. Their approach employs floor transitions to visually demarcate spaces while preserving an uninterrupted flow. This nuanced method defines distinct functional zones without impeding light or conversation. The technique depends on alterations in flooring material to indicate movement from one area to another. Traditional Amish homes might transition from wood in hallways to brick in kitchens, or cork in reading alcoves. Modern adaptations can utilize painted floorboards for cost-effective alternatives that produce the same visual outcome. The width of the transition is of considerable importance. 4 inches helps prevent tripping while establishing clear visual perimeters. These floor-defined spaces are so effective that pets seemingly comprehend the invisible demarcations, often pausing at transitions as if they required passports to proceed into the adjacent room. Natural materials such as cork, wood, and tile form these divisions while also fulfilling practical roles. Softer surfaces for play zones, water-resistant materials for dining areas. This approach imparts a significant lesson on how subtle cues can substitute for overt barriers. The Amish comprehension of space utilization extends upwards, making use of every accessible inch within their dwellings. Ceiling racks, limited floor space, look up. Amish households optimize every square inch with inventive ceiling-mounted storage systems. Employing basic materials, clothesline, and wooden dowels, they construct pulley systems that accommodate laundry, quilts, or seasonal items, keeping them entirely out of the way. The installation necessitates locating solid ceiling joists, not merely drywall, to ensure adequate support. A standard wall hook functions as the control mechanism, enabling items to be raised or lowered as required. This system typically supports up to 20 pounds of materials while ensuring everything remains accessible yet unobtrusive. The ceiling-mounted racks are so efficient that neighbors often express curiosity as to why clothes seem to be levitating in midair when they pass by windows. This storage technique is particularly beneficial in smaller homes where floor and wall space is highly valued. When unexpected visitors arrive, evidence of daily activities can be swiftly elevated out of view. Instead of using chemicals for laundry, Amish families have another clever solution for clothes care. Wool dryer balls? Dispense with chemical-laden dryer sheets. Traditional Amish laundry methods provide a healthier, more sustainable option: wool dryer balls. These unpretentious spheres curtail drying time by approximately 25% while naturally eradicating static cling. Fashioned from pure wool yarn shaped into tennis ball-sized rounds, these diligent items endure for an impressive 1,000 loads of laundry. For individuals who miss scented laundry, introducing 5 drops of essential oil to each ball imparts a natural aroma without synthetic chemicals. The Amish have depended on this method for generations, long before eco-friendly became a common term. These wool marvels render clothes so entirely free of static that family members find they cannot perform their customary party trick of making socks adhere to walls. Beyond the practical advantages, wool dryer balls lessen energy consumption and fabric deterioration over time. The gentle tumbling motion naturally softens textiles without coating them in artificial softeners. This commitment to natural materials also applies to how Amish craftspeople finish their exquisite furniture. Milk painting. Contemporary furniture finishes incorporate numerous chemicals, but Amish artisans have consistently favored a timeless substitute: milk paint. This natural coating produces the characteristic aged look that defines authentic farmhouse style, all while being entirely non-toxic. The formula could not be more straightforward: powdered milk paint, combined with water in a 2:1 proportion. In contrast to commercial paints, this finish is deliberately applied unevenly, generating the subtle variations that imply decades of gentle wear. Applying beeswax over the dried paint instead of polyurethane adds protection while preserving the breathable quality that stops wood from becoming overly dry. Parents especially value that milk paint contains 0 volatile organic compounds, rendering it safe for children's furniture and toys. After this traditional finish is applied, some furniture items appear so authentically aged that antique dealers have mistakenly offered payment for what they presumed were 19th century heirlooms crafted only weeks prior. The genuine appearance is merely one aspect of the story. Properly maintaining wood necessitates another Amish secret: homemade wood polish that works. Commercially produced furniture polishes are accompanied by extensive ingredient lists and substantial price tags. However, Amish woodworking traditions present a superior alternative that costs mere pennies to create. Their simple beeswax and mineral oil concoction prevents an impressive 78% of potential scratches while simultaneously nourishing the wood from within. The proportion is key. Combine 1 part beeswax with 3 parts mineral oil for the ideal texture. The application method is equally vital. Always employ cotton t-shirts for buffing, never synthetic materials that can cause micro scratches. After application, the polish should remain on the surface for precisely 20 minutes before buffing to permit thorough absorption. Beyond preventing scratches, this homemade formula establishes a water-resistant surface that shields tables from unavoidable spills. The shine acquires such depth that individuals can actually observe their reflection while having dinner. Unlike commercial sprays that yield a temporary surface sheen, this traditional polish permeates wood fibers to reinstate moisture. Even the most meticulously maintained furniture requires appropriate lighting to be fully appreciated.